My story happened when I was in college, and a modeling agent said that he could jumpstart my modeling career. 6 weeks later, I found myself in the pit of human trafficking.
I got forced into human sex trafficking when I was 18. It started when I met this guy shortly after I graduated. He told me he was going to be my boyfriend. 5 months later, he put a gun in my back and told me I was going to make money for him.
I am about to see my daughter, who is 14, for the first time in 3 weeks. And she ran away to Mexico with this guy who promised her everything under the world. You know, you get your hair done, your nails done, and I'm going to take care of you, and we're going to make money. And ultimately, at the end of it, they end up being sex trafficked.
I grew up around a time when pimping and prostitution was actually looked at as a cool thing. We didn't see too much hope for ourselves. We didn't see too much hope for our communities. And what we went into was pretty much an epidemic that kind of spread like wildfire across our city.
8 weeks ago, their 14-year-old daughter, Emmeline, ran away.
Everything leads us to believe that she's being hurt.
I think she's trapped in a human trafficking situation.
Thought he was gonna be a friend, didn't know he was a pimp, and it just kind of spiraled out of control from there.
After a few months in that lifestyle, I started to believe that I was a worthless piece of property and that I belonged in that situation and that there was no hope for escape.
There's all these stories here. I mean, they're everywhere. I remember him being apologetic, like, I'm sorry. But I just paid this money, and I just realized by looking in your eyes how young you are, but I paid this money already to this pimp, so.
I ended up getting into the lifestyle due to being introduced by a friend, what we call here in San Diego befriending. She told me she would have to sell me, and that was my first introduction to what prostitution was really all about.
I felt ashamed. I felt like it was my fault. I felt dirty. I felt like no one loved me. I felt like I didn't love myself. I felt like at some points I wanted to kill myself just to get away from everything. And I actually carried on actions to try and kill myself.
What is a child to do that since the age 13 has known nothing but being abused in hotel after hotel, sold like a slice of pizza? What is that child to do when they grow up? And now they've been recovered, they've been rescued, but they have no hope, no dreams, because everything has been demolished by the traffickers and abusers.
I needed to take my life experiences of being on the streets. I needed to take my life experiences of thinking that the only thing for me was death or prison. Even by 12 years old, that's all I thought. I thought death. I never thought I'd make it to 16. 18 was a huge surprise.
Oftentimes that question is asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? But how can a person really ask that if they don't even know what options they have?
One of the things that the Lynch Foundation is doing is supporting programs that help mitigate this trauma, that help our victims rebuild their lives and learn how to live in a healthy way, to understand their own value, and to detach themselves from those chains of abuse.
Need to do an education in the schools. We need to go after runaways, where you have 20% of the people that are runaways end up in the hands of these guys in a very short order.
Saved in America is a nonprofit charity organization that combines the volunteer work of former Navy SEALs and former police officers who have become licensed, insured private investigators to recover missing and runaway children before sex traffickers can exploit them. When we see the look of that parent or that mother who gets her child back, that's why we do what we do. That's our payment.
I'm so grateful for the Saving in America, because without them I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
They never gave up on us day and night. I just can't be grateful enough to them.
We also, of course, need to have victim services. So you have there are many ways that we can try to come after this. Prevention, of course, if they say an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, here it's worth about a ton, because a girl that has been trafficked will never be the same.
The level of their trauma and their level of their emotional state is so low that it takes a lot of work to rebuild it.
You know, I tried leaving the life several times. I tried leaving it about 5 to 6 times, only each time I came back home, I got back into it. I thought it was natural. I thought it was normal, I guess. You know, as I come to figure out that it is normal for a girl to go back into it 7 times. All I can say is that my biggest inspirations doing the ending the game was, like I said, Rachel and Cody. If it wasn't for them too, I don't think, you know, things would have really registered. Their stories were so similar to mine, and that if they got out of it, I could do it too. And I wouldn't just get out of it, but I'd stay out of it.
In the last couple of years, we have added Ending the Game to our program. So we haven't found another curriculum that works as beautifully as Ending the Game does. Haven't found another curriculum period that's specifically designed to help women gain the insight that they need to move on from the life.
What I love most about Ending the Game is the empowerment. You know, just need a little bit of community, a little love, a little education, a little support to really flourish and be an asset to our communities, be an addition to our neighborhoods and our nation. And these are leaders, these are strong women and men, and it's really just a blessing to help be a part of somebody's journey.
No more poor victim. No more box. It's important that we as a community provide opportunity so that those who have a passion can find their purpose. We're not victims. We're entrepreneurs, and our skills are transferable. We can be amazing people in the world. We can make great change.
Why I don't just concentrate on helping women, I concentrate also on helping to stop the male from even getting involved in pimping. I concentrate on helping him because in a guy's career or time span of being a pimp, he may come across at least, let's say if it's 5 years, he may come across 50 to 100 women. Even if he doesn't turn out all of those women or he doesn't actually pimp on those women, he influences those women. He may put a seed into that woman's mind. So if I can stop him and change his mind, change his way of thinking into better and different opportunities for himself and his family, then I inadvertently help save 50 to 100 women.
I want to have kids. I want to be married. I want someone to love me. I'm still looking for someone to love me unconditionally. But you know, and I just you know, I want to be a chef, and I want to cook, and be a beautiful, striving person.